Thank you, everybody. All right. We got the whole crowd out today for another amazing episode of a show we like to call What the Podcast.
It's so good.
Coming to you live from the Albright Entertainment Studios in beautiful, sunny Santee, California. I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
On the couch, as always, producer Cara Tafolla.
Add some tequila to this and it'd be a paloma.
Now look right into the camera and say Fresca.
Fresca.
A little too hard on the F.
Yeah, it was a little. We'll call. You know what? Thank you. We'll call you. We'll call you.
Fresca.
Okay. All right. And joining us again, always fresh, never frozen, the lovely Annie the Skovmand.
Hi.
All right.
I guess it looks like we're interrupting you. Are you working
Sorry.
or
No,
something?
I'm sorry that I have a tradition on the show where
A tradition
I post
that goes back
to last
a
week.
single week.
even.
Yeah. Oh,
How
I'm
long have we
sorry.
been doing this show, Ryan?
237 weeks.
And
You've been at it. You've been doing
Not
that
for
1
me.
week.
I haven't been here 237 weeks.
you're right, and this is your last
I've
week.
been 215 tops.
Thanks for joining us again for the final time.
Thank God.
Guys, it's June. Happy Pride Month to those that celebrate, to my LGBTQ cuties and allies, everybody involved. Happy Pride. I really thought somebody was going to jump in here and go, What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
That is such a great question. Today we are celebrating a one. Cara Tafolla just turned 29 this week.
Happy Pride.
Happy Cara. How are you feeling?
Fine.
The old lady of the show, really.
Oh, wow.
29, feeling
The
fine.
matriarch.
29?
Wow, the queen.
The queen.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, gosh.
Can
That
you
was tough.
give us some 29-year-old
Wisdom.
wisdom?
Well, I will be making a chiropractic appointment.
Okay, truly.
So,
Truly, you're going to go see a chiropractor?
Why?
You're starting
why
to feel
is
it in
that?
your bones? a
because
little
my
bit?
back has been messed up since I was a teenager.
Well, that's a good reason to go.
So it's more so
It's been
that
too
you're
long.
finally admitting you need a chiropractor. Aren't you afraid that chiropractor's kind of phooey?
It's a little woo-woo. Not woo-woo, but like
What?
chiropractor, it's like a scam because
Now-
you can like get adjusted, but their whole thing is like, if you don't keep coming back, then it's just going to go back
But
to
then,
the same
Right.
way.
and then I have friends
Right.
who go and they are like, it changed my life. But then I know people like Marcus who goes 3 times a week. And I'm like, Marcus, they're not doing nothing, are they?
My
Because you've been
doctor
going 3
literally
times a
went-
week for years.
Just get a
went-
better pillow, maybe.
He went,
You're sleeping wrong.
so maybe let's try physical therapy
You?
and
To
try
you?
and fix the problem
Instead
before
of-
chiropractic. But physical therapy is a big commitment because it's like
What are we talking,
bi-
like
it's
hours
long
a week?
sessions. Yeah.
Oh.
And then he was like, do you want me to have you sign up for acupuncture? I was like,
I mean, they're really
I
trying
would
to
try
run it up.
acupuncture.
Boy.
Would you?
I would try it.
Did you ever do cupping?
I loved cupping.
I think I did cupping once.
I
Never
loved
did
it.
Never did it.
Same.
Maybe I should ask him about that.
Yeah.
I would love to get cupped again.
Hey, yo.
Okay, yo.
What about bed of needles? Did you ever lay on a bed of needles?
That's kind of
That's
like
a party- that's a-
acupuncture.
Yeah.
Party trick. That's not a real.
That's not like a practice?
Acupuncture's like, it's so thin it goes in your pores though.
party
Yeah.
trick. You bought your bed of
It's a
nails.
party trick. It's a thing I do.
Hey guys, check this out.
Check this out.
Blowing it in.
John's doing his bed of needles again.
Oh, great.
Cool, John.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Classic John.
Well, if you could just like whip out a party trick,
Yeah.
what would you do? Like? What do you wish you could do?
Great question.
There was a kid at the youth group I used to work at that he could do card tricks like nobody else. Like it was crazy, and to the point where he would like make
Hypnotize
smoke
people,
appear,
right?
Yeah.
and it would be just like what?
It's the same kid that would hypnotize people?
Yes, yeah, of course it's the same kid. You think I had a hypnotized kid and a card trick kid? Of course it's the same kid.
Sam.
And he would just like pull out. You'd be like, okay, like, and I would hand him the deck of cards. It'd be the ones we brought from the office.
Yeah.
and he would do a whole card trick and have smoke appear, and I was like, no, but actually, how'd you do that?
Okay, I don't think the smoke was from the cards.
No,
surely
but
he
I don't
brought
know
his
how
own
he did
smoke.
it still. He brought in his own smoke, but like you just keep smoke on you at all
That
times.
guy's in Vegas right now,
Oh.
making
Yeah.
money.
Money.
I think my party trick would have to, and this is not really even a party. This is something that you
A
can
super-
actually
this
you
is
can
a
actually
superpower.
do. You
Go
can
ahead.
actually do. I would love to be able to just play piano, like at any,
Yeah.
like pull out and play cool songs.
And be like, someone be like-
Ryan can do that. That's
That's
sure.
true. That is true.
I
I just
do.
wish that for
And
myself. Is all.
More so than Ryan, Taylor Peckham.
Yeah. I
It's
think
like
that's so
any
cool.
song. He's like, oh, da-da-da. It's just like
Relative
okay.
pitch. Yeah,
Well,
that's cool.
unfortunately, that comes with a price because
It does.
Taylor
Piano
Peckham
lessons.
tells me this story of he went to this party and there was a piano set up. Not a piano, but a keyboard was set up.
Oh no.
And he was like, "What's this?" And they were like, "Well, we were just hoping you'd play some songs for us."
Oh no.
Horrible.
Horrible.
Truly.
That does sound pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
That's how you
Cancel
know
the
they're-
keyboard.
that's how you know
they're
Don't
not real
bring it in.
friends.
He doesn't
Ixnay,
want it.
ixnay. Yeah.
You know,
For a long time,
that's how you know they're not your real friends.
I felt similar
Yeah.
about like playing the guitar. Like, I think I've talked about this on the show before. Like every Thanksgiving, it would be like, "Okay, Ryan, like bust out the guitar. Like the family's all here. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure."
Well, they
and
wanted you to do
I'd
that.
always be like, "I don't know. Like, okay, fine. Like I'll play a couple songs, but I didn't really want to like be the
centerpiece.
centerpiece for sure."
We
And
saw
nowadays, it's like
You and
whatever,
your
sure.
siblings perform at your grandmother's service.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
god.
And I had a moment where I said, yeah, if those were my kids, I'd be like, okay, monkeys,
Yeah.
dance
Okay.
for me. Come
dance.
on.
Sing.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Sing and
Sing
dance.
a song.
Entertain me.
That's
I
like-
brought you
that's
into
like-
this world.
I get
the
it.
sole reason parents invest in like those type of lessons in their
Sure.
kids, right? It's like they love. My mom's the same way.
Yeah.
For a long time, even far after Bobby was out of musical theater, he was like, she'd be like, "Can you just sing a song?" And Bobby'd be like, "No." Like
Just sing
literally
something
hell
for
no. Like, but she'd be like, "Can
Bobby,
you just sing something?"
sing
Bobby's like,
something for us.
No, and then my mom'd be like, "But you know, when he was actively in it, she'd be like, but aren't you working something in your lessons?" And he'd like, "Yeah, but I'm not singing in front of." And it was just, I was like, I get it. When
Yeah.
our kids are in that, if
Next
they
time
do
I see
music,
Bobby, I'm gonna ask
hey,
her to
come
sing
on,
for me.
Come on.
Just sing something. Come on, sing.
Yeah.
It's stuff that, yeah, I think it is like, it's not a big deal when you don't know how to do it. You're like, yeah, like we love that you can do this thing. Like, do it for us.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost insulting if it's like you don't ever get asked.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's true.
You're
Totally.
like, no, dear God, please don't.
Is there something that you wish that we'd ask you to do more often? Is that why? Is there like,
No.
Annie, can you please can you coordinate our hangs? Like, can you coordinate this for us? Like, make the
No.
plan.
Annie, you want to go to
Come on.
you want to coordinate a movie that we could all go to?
Oh,
wait.
that would be awesome.
that would be terrible.
that
That's
would
your
be
little
I just died
nightmare.
inside a little bit.
I like
thought.
card trick. I think that's pretty good.
So yours is like piano, but perfectly.
Yeah, like
At any
relative
point.
pitch, being able to kind of just pick it up.
Oh, wait,
Sure,
Ryan,
sure.
party trick.
I'm basically asking for Ryan's talent. Is what I'm asking for.
Party trick and like random talent, I think, are kind of two different things. I would love to be able to.
But that's a party trick playing the piano.
No. But for some reason, I want to say like cut hair. Like I'd love to be able to like give haircuts. But that's not like a party trick. Like I wouldn't just start cutting hair at a party.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's not a party
Yeah.
trick. No.
But I was just listening to an interview, and Joe Keery was like, "Oh yeah, like I just started picking up cutting hair. Like I'm giving out haircuts now." And I thought it was so funny, but then I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun to be able to like, oh yeah, I'll do your hair.
That's good. I like that.
Any party tricks, Karen?
I wish I was double jointed.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wait.
One of these.
You know the people. No, double jointed, not
I know-
magic trick.
I
That's
know
magic
double
trick.
jointed. That's a party
My
trick.
thumbs
When
are
people would do
double-jointed.
like I can turn my arm all the way around. Watch
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and they
That is
do
cool.
that,
My
or
thumb
like,
is,
or
but-
they can like hold their hands and go all the way down their body.
Yeah.
and-
Really?
yes, I love those tricks.
You'd want to do that?
Yeah, when
That's a
people
party
are like,
trick.
Right.
can
Kinda
you do
right.
anything cool? I'm like,
Respect.
Our friend
Yeah.
Aislinn has a pretty good chicken impression. She
oh my
barks
god,
like a
it's so
chicken.
it's so funny.
Really?
I'm gonna
She has that on her resume as a special skill because it's so good.
I'm gonna text her, see if she'll send us a voice
That's
memo.
crazy.
Like, I used to nanny could do a perfect, like in a truly perfect impression of a dolphin. And she tried for the months that I lived with them to teach me, and I never got it.
Was it the
Ryan, do you
clicking
have,
one,
It's
or was
like-
it the? Oh, it was
Like-
a high pitched
oh.
one.
Oh yeah, and she could do it
was that again?
perfectly.
Emma does one
no,
that's
I
like-
can't do it, but she could do it.
Just try. Just
It's
try.
like clicker. She does like the.
You're gonna make me cut out the
That
one you
one.
did earlier and put it on a sound pad. You're gonna make me cut the first
Yeah.
one out.
Yeah, I am.
Ryan, do you have a Nicolas
missed
Cage
it.
on your resume?
No, but
No.
I'll whip him out real quick if you want to see him.
I don't want to see him.
I always think that's so
fair.
good. I always think
fair.
you're a great impressionist.
I've been working on my Jimmy Stewart.
Let's hear
Really?
it.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, Nicolas Cage, your
Oh,
impression.
Mr. Potter, you got it. You got it all wrong. See, the money's not here. To you, you're nothing but a scurvy little spider.
That's great.
Is there someone that you wish you had a
I wish I had
perfect
$1 million.
impression?
What's that?
Is there like someone you wish you had a perfect impression of?
Jennifer Coolidge, probably.
That's mine. I wish
You
I
know,
could do her impression.
Everybody's
That's
doing Jennifer
Ariana
Coolidge
Grande
right now.
She does the best one.
She does.
Ariana Grande's impression of her is perfect.
Who's got a really good voice that I wish I could just do that I can't do?
I think if I had a party trick, I could do any accent.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
pretty good.
if I could do
You know
any
what?
accent.
That'd be
Funny
good.
story about accents. When Sean Condy
Uh-huh.
was like just becoming close friends with Bobby, he brought him around.
Yeah.
And that guy can do any accent, virtually anybody.
Yeah,
And I specifically remember he was talk about setting up a keyboard for somebody who can play piano.
Sure.
We asked him to do
You had a world map and you're like
Any-
pointing at the map.
any accent, and he indulged us for hours in the jacuzzi, and he did every accent. And he was so cool about it. Looking back, I was like, we were the worst. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Like it was like me and Bobby. And we were like, can you do? Oh, and he did. And not only that, but he would explain how he learned it, like the inflection points, and it was so cool. That guy's awesome.
I love it.
And you know Sean Connery, he's so talented. He's one of those guys to me, kind of like a Taylor Peckham too. I'm like, how are you guys not famous yet? You know, like you're so talented. It's like
A lot
fame
of
to me
comedians
seems like
say that.
all that like it's talent, but it's also like really this like narrow window of opportunities. It seems because there's a lot of really talented people that just aren't famous. It's crazy to me.
A lot of comedians say the funniest people that they know aren't comedians, and I think that's true. Like probably the funniest people that you know are just like people, like your cousin or like somebody you work with, like funnier. I mean, doubled over laughing, and it's like I don't know if that's you could package that because being a comedian, like a stand-up or on TV or something, is like a whole different package thing.
Yeah.
But somebody that's just like funny for the love of the game, I love that.
Yeah, that's true. I saw the movie Friendship over the weekend.
You saw
So
it.
good.
So good.
So good.
Before we move on, I'm gonna play Aislinn bucking like a chicken.
You got it on Bluetooth?
I got it. I got it. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I did.
Girl,
Stand
you
by.
should know
Broadcaster,
that.
I'm on.
Come on. Maybe because it's a voice actor?
Maybe it is. I'm gonna play it up to the mic, anyways.
Anything for my adoring fans.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Voice note doesn't do it justice either because it's
No,
in
in
person.
person,
It's
it's so
she kind of has a
good.
face with it too.
Like a chicken face.
Yeah, like a chicken face. Yeah.
It's so she literally that was like in class, you would just hear like
Down the hall.
no, in class. You'd hear like she'd do it like really quietly under breath. And she'd be like
What? Who was that? What was that?
she'd be in the back of class. A class of 15 people.
That's funny.
Okay, tell me about Friendship. I saw it. Actually.
Oh man, it's so
fantastic.
good. It's so funny. It is
Tim
like ridiculous,
Robinson.
but it's so funny.
So good. We saw it, and there was like it was like a packed audience, and there was one person in the audience that was laughing so much louder than everyone else in the room, and so that kind of elevated it too. Was like,
Yeah, we were talking about it like just posted. We were like, if it takes the right group of people to watch that movie, because like
yeah,
our group was like everybody knew how funny he was, like in general, and so like just a look would set off like laughter.
Yes.
Like he'd make a face and everyone would be like, "Bah!" And then the first
the opening scene of the movie is
Yes.
like one of the funniest
and
parts.
I'm still. It's like it's so good, and then
So
even
good.
that second scene where they're in where they're in the living room and the son like says goodbye and kisses his mom on the mouth, and he goes, "When did you guys start kissing on the mouth?"
You just kiss on the mouth.
It's so good. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, it was like the consensus, at least for me, was like it's a funny little silly movie. But at the same time, it's like it is really interesting. Like I do think when you think about it, like perception and like what you think is actually the way you perceive a scenario. Obviously, this is extremes, but
if it's worth watching, it's worth analyzing.
Yeah, I just towards the end I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was funny, dumb, and then on the way home I was like, wait, like
it's almost got that Nathan For You thing where it's like part of the art is like how cringy it is and like how uncomfortable it makes you feel while you're laughing at it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is a horrible thing that's happening on screen, and I like am dying laughing. It is so.
Like he has the gun.
He's
and
so.
The guy's wig fall off, and he goes, "Everybody, keep your face down." He's like this, like pointing to the guy, and he's like waiting him to fix his wig, and then he's like, "All right, fine."
He's so charming and funny and weird that it just like everything he's doing, you kind of like want to root for him still a little bit.
And the scene where he's sinking in the mud, and he's like, "Oh, what the."
So good.
OVD is gonna get a little bit more of my money, or OVD Ocean View Dining.
So good.
But also, on the movie's website, they were selling Ocean View Dining like apparel, like the pants. You could at the time that we looked, there was only smalls left. It was all the rest of the sizes were sold out. But it was like you could buy the pants.
That's so funny.
That was so good.
You know, he was on SNL. He was a writer, and
Really?
he was on screen a little bit too. And he ended up getting let go because everything he wrote was like, and I think you should leave sketch. Like,
Really?
weird and off the wall, and like it didn't really work on
How to make
SNL.
some money off this thing.
We could look it up. There's a couple of sketches that he got on that are
It's
just like
so good.
that. You know, he was
And
ahead of
he's
his
just-
time.
He's so like even watching the late night interviews and stuff that he's done. I'm like, he just seems like that's how he is. You know, like, talk
Yes.
about going to a party. I feel like he would kill at a like a party, like just like
Totally.
hanging out with people, just doing bits like that. It's so funny to me. He cracks me up. He's like one of those guys that can commit so much to the bit that like that's something I'm like I could never do that.
Never blinks the whole time. Just
I
like
know.
does it and commits to it. And
I
it's
just could.
hilarious.
That's the thing. That's why I feel like I could never like I never considered doing acting or something. I just can't commit to something that's like that's like that, like make believe. I'm just like it feels like I don't know. It just feels so unnatural to me. But some of the people are so good at that. You know,
So good.
I mean, actors
So
is what it is committing to whatever you're doing. You know, the role or whatever. But it just is like I'm like I could never get there. Even
No.
acting for this, you know, we shot this little short for lip sync
Oh.
battle. I'm like the whole time
I don't know
was like,
what
I
you're talking
hate
about, bro,
this.
because
I hate this.
You are an actor.
I did
truly.
not enjoy that, but because the part of it is part of it something like that. That is so ridiculous. So everyone's laughing because of how ridiculous it is. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, are they laughing because I did something weird? But I'm like, you know, it's part of the whole thing. You know,
The funniest stuff for me. There's this Naked Gun movie coming out. This sequel to the Naked Gun original with Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson's going to be in it now. And that kind of comedy to me, which is like unapologetic, like it's the most ridiculous thing possible that you're seeing on the screen. Or like Airplane is like the same people that made Airplane did these Naked Gun movies. So ridiculous and never once like hams it up to the camera. Because you know when like as soon as somebody kind of winks and like lets you know that they're in on the joke, for me it stops being funny. It's like, oh, okay, you think you're being funny right now.
It's the airplane comedy.
Yes, totally.
They never break.
They never break. It's like Monty Python is the same way, where it's like such a high concept, like weird thing. But I'll tell you what, John, I had an absolute joy working on that little
I'm excited.
little short film
I'm
with you.
excited, Yeah, it was fun. It was outside of my comfort zone, but you
You've
know,
got got the talent. I'm just gonna
I
say
think it's
it.
gonna make the reason that I was like committing to it. I was like, 'cause it is gonna make it's just another element to the show that will make it more
Absolutely.
fun. So
What's funny is doing that stuff to us, since we're in that realm of entertainment and stuff. It feels funny to us doing it. To randos walking by, they're like, "Oh my god,
you're shooting a movie.
oh my
That
god, what are
was
they doing?
funny. We
That is so
did-
cool. Like, can I help? Can I?"
Like,
We
I was like,
were-
I'll die on camera for you guys. I was like, we're like,
Yeah, yeah.
People walking by. I mean, we just had like a very small camera rig, and then people standing around in costume. People do go like, "Oh wow, this is what are they filming for?" Like it's so.
I overheard
interesting.
someone walking by, and it was while you guys were shooting something. I was standing off to the side, and someone was like, they were on the phone. They're like, "Oh my gosh, someone's shooting a movie here."
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, did you see the girl with the GoPro?
No.
There was a girl who was fully like a tourist GoPro
so
in Old
awesome.
Town, and she
Awesome.
literally was GoProing us.
Vlogging.
Yeah.
She's like,
I love it. I love it, man.
yeah,
It's good.
absolutely.
But for people who are from like the middle of nowhere Midwest,
Sure.
this is probably what they think making a movie looks like.
They're like, oh, wow, it's Hollywood. This is Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm in Southern California and
See-
movies are being made everywhere.
Yes.
See, I think the opposite. Like, I look at some of these like movie production, like legitimate ones, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know how they do. Like, there's so many PAs,
Yeah.
there's so much gear. I'm like,
Oh,
what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
Is
Have
it
you
really
ever-
take that much to make a movie?
reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah, same
amount
thing.
the amount of cameras they bring in for reality TV shows is crazy. I saw like a behind the scenes of the making of Survivor,
Uh-huh.
and there's like 10 different cameras and like camera guys and everything and like PAs and like right there the whole time. They're having like a one-on-one conversation and there's like a semicircle of cameras around them.
I mean,
It's
if it's
crazy.
worth doing, it's worth doing right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
but
makes
I
you
think
wonder how much of it is like inherently like the industry telling you that you need all
Yeah.
this versus like
I think
if you were
there's a
just out
fair
there to
amount of
shoot
fluff,
it, you
especially
know?
for that, like you said, reality TV stuff.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on here?
Right.
The level of production
I don't know.
It was crazy. I remember
sure is fun.
I was on a reality TV show.
Okay.
I was
oh
on
wait, hold on.
Thank you.
That's what you
Thank
wanted,
you.
right?
I was on Married at First Sight, but the thing that I was shocked by was like at one point the girl who's like I'll say for lack of a better term main character at the moment was crying about something, and I went to go hand her a tissue box, and they're like, nope, let her cry, let her cry, we need her crying, and I fully was like, oh my god. And they were like,
Yeah.
Go ahead
like
and
all
go
these
cry.
leading
Go
her,
for
all
cry.
the leading questions and everything, and then I watched the final cut, and I was like, oh my gosh.
That's what makes it to me. It makes it so hard to like want to be on a reality TV show. It's like
Yeah.
none of it's real, you know.
Sure.
And it's hard.
No.
That's why reality TV is so hard for me to get into too. It's like how much of this is fabricated? You know, like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I'm like,
Oh,
all
Mormon
this stuff
wives.
is crazy,
Crazy fake.
I can't
Hey.
even hardly sit down and watch any of that stuff because I'm like, how many times did they go, okay, we're going to redo this take? Like they're having a, talking about The Bachelor or Bachelorette
Yeah.
or something, like this intimate moment and they're kissing or whatever, or talking about, and it's made up to be this like, oh, sweet moment. It's like, how many times did they try to pull that off? Or like somebody comes in and is like, oh my God, like, can I talk to you for a second? It's like,
Oh yeah, and it's fully a producer being like, "Hey, I need you to go interrupt that."
yes, totally.
Yeah. In reality TV news, guys,
Go ahead.
justice has been served.
Great transition, by the way.
The Chrisleys have been pardoned by President Trump and are out of prison.
Wait, is that justice being served? I don't know yet.
Hallelujah.
idea.
Who are these people?
God is good.
Who are these people?
They're reality TV stars that embezzled a bunch
Huh?
of money.
Chrisley, you don't know the Chrisleys?
I don't know the Chrisleys.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, it's like talk about Pride Month.
I just
Come on,
got
like-
scoffed at for
You
that.
don't know the Chrisleys? They're like Southern rich white Christians, and the whole thing is everyone's convinced that the husband's gay,
Okay.
and they have like it was like chaos ensues at their rich life, and their husband like they would film him going and getting his Botox, and
Keep
you know
going.
like it was just like crazy chaos of like, oh, our rich kids, and we're buying them a smoothie shop so they can learn how to work, and we're gonna do this, and oh my gosh, you crashed my Bentley.
Yes.
Yeah, like-
Southern Belle.
Southern Belle,
Rihanna's
very
mother.
Known for the reality television series Chrisley
Chrisley
Knows Best.
It's crazy how
Bank fraud
this
and
show
tax evasion.
is wild
Mm-hmm.
to me because it's like Annie and I have the same experience, like knowing this show, and then like Cara and I will have the same high school experience. Like it's weird how we all don't know the same thing. You know?
Yeah. Like
Hey.
we know for a fact that we watched the Casey Anthony trial while it was happening, and you guys
And
are
we're
convinced
it
it's
definitely
fake.
didn't happen.
Because you missed it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's so many little pieces that each of us have experiences on. It doesn't it feel like we should all have the same experience? to some
If we all
degree?
had the same experience,
we're
how
all
boring would this shit?
29.
So why
Old.
did they get pardoned?
Uh,
Because they're criminals.
They got pardoned.
Criminal president.
Their daughter took over custody of her two younger siblings because they are raising. So they have a son who's like, I think he's 17, 18 maybe. He might have just graduated high school. And they have their granddaughter that they got custody of when she was like 1.
Okay.
From his eldest son. And their daughter Savannah started this podcast. She was like a pageant queen, and she's been a huge advocate to get them out of prison, and has been like took on custody of her younger siblings, has like, led this whole podcast, and she's a huge Trump supporter.
Okay, so all you have to do is suck up to Trump, and then you
but she's also like, she's a huge advocate for like a lot of his stances, and like bringing in these young Republican Christian women.
But there was a lawsuit that the state of Georgia lost to the Chrisleys. It was a $1 million settlement and it was due to misconduct during the tax fraud investigation.
Yeah.
Basically, they made false claims against the couple in the settlement. It was a civil settlement.
They found evidence that basically the higher ups in the state attorney office were had basically admitted that they're using them as an example.
Yeah.
That they were going to give them the harshest sentence they could get just to like make them an example, not because they actually their crime committed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd and Julie were found guilty on all counts of conspiracy to commit bank fraud and tax evasion. Prosecutors stated they used falsified financial documents to secure over $36 million in loans from community banks. They spent money on luxury cars, designer clothes, real estate, travel, and used new fraudulent loans to pay back the old ones. Okay.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Classic scammers,
So they're scammers. Scammer gets scammed.
Yeah.
Go to jail.
Because I think that then they appealed, and their appeal ended up adding on more time to their sentence, and that's what they like won the case over, because they're like, no.
Okay, so I'm having a hard time understanding. So this is a good thing? We're happy about this?
Well, I mean, for them, yeah. They're happy.
Okay.
I'm not saying we're happy.
I guess.
It was more of like it was a bit. But
Yeah,
remember, guys, clip this in, John. Clip this in. Come on. Remember, like months ago, we said if you had the power to pardon, who would you pardon as the president?
John said all tax evaders.
For the record, I'm not clipping that, but go ahead.
And I said I would pardon any reality TV star. And I said the Chrisleys, you're out. Any of the housewives, you're out. I was like anyone who has like been on TV purely for entertainment and happened to commit crimes.
So you got your wish.
And the President Trump is watching our podcast and said,
Really?
wait, you have to do the impression of Trump. Like, that's a good idea.
A lot of people are saying tax evasion, not that bad.
And he said,
Actually great.
And he said, pardon the Chrisleys.
Andy Skovmand, my biggest supporter. Some people say my favorite voter.
Uh-oh.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, please deny. Please.
God,
On record. This is on the record. Go ahead and deny it.
Deny.
God, please.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't know the Chrisleys that well. I knew they had a TV show, and I think I've watched maybe a single 30 minutes of the whole show when there was kids,
not good. I mean, it's like any other reality TV show.
But
Bad.
I will say I do disagree with the fact that there are a lot of rich people that are probably doing this, like what they did
as we speak,
and there's not a lot of accountability there, and I do feel like sometimes government officials use their power to be like, oh, we don't like these people, so we're gonna get them on tax evasion and send them to jail. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Like the IRS should spend their time on worthier causes, in my opinion, but they won't.
Agreed. No, but I think, I don't know. There's a lot of talk in the media and on Capitol Hill about how much wasted money is in the government, and we have to find all this wasted money in the government. Mm-hmm. And it's like there's literally federal crimes. They're felony charges we're talking $36 million is one couple.
Yeah,
like how much money is being stolen from the government right now that they're not really like, just because they're like white collar crimes and these people give certain money to certain campaigns, like they all go under the radar.
Huh.
I would imagine there's probably
so it's illegal to get a loan
to pay off
another loan to pay off the previous loan.
I imagine part of it was they got a loan
Feels
to
like debt consolidation to me.
I think
everybody's
it's
talking
like
getting
it's
a
like
loan towards
leading
your
it on.
home, and then it's like, you're spending it on different things or something.
That would make sense. It's fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah, I guess.
One would even call it fraud.
Some might call it fraud. Well, they're out now.
Yeah.
I mean, how much time did he have left on his sentence? Like a few years. He would have gotten out. Like,
No, it was a long time.
oh really?
Yeah, I think that
She
original
was out.
sentence.
Mom was out.
No. They both got pardoned.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
I think mom's sentence was lighter than his, but they
Classic.
both got pardoned.
It seems pretty sinister. Like some people go to jail for like, robbing a liquor store. You go to jail for 10 years or something. It's like that is, I have no money. I'm trying to put, some food on my table, some whatever in my pocket. And these people that are like extorting millions of dollars, it's like, well, you get pardoned or you get 6 months, good behavior, probation type of beat. It's like, I don't know. The way we punish people. Give it to me.
So they had, he got 12 years and she got 7 years back in 2023. And the reason I remember that this is because they were sentenced to go, they were asked to report to prison like the day after Christmas.
Awesome.
And
Merry Christmas.
It was a big deal because they were
Go to
like,
jail.
It's our last Christmas together. The show ended because of it. The show ran all. That's what I was
What?
laughing at. It says
They didn't do like a
the
Chrisley's
show
Locked
ended,
Up show?
The show ended ended when they began serving their sentences.
Awesome.
Literally.
So it's back. Obviously, it's coming back.
That's wild. Yeah, it probably is. I'll say the Gypsy Rose didn't take quite as big of a press tour as I thought she would when she got out.
Did she get pardoned or did she just serve her
No,
sentence?
No,
just
she served
served
her
it.
sentence, but then that was crazy because she got a
She
reality
dumped her
TV show
boyfriend.
and her husband. Then
Her
she dumped her
husband.
husband. She got back with her ex-boyfriend, and now she has
That's
a
gotta
reality
feel-
TV show with him.
That's gotta feel awful. Like you find this guy in jail, or I guess he finds you, and then you marry.
Awesome. He found her.
You marry this guy, and then as soon as you get out, you're like, actually, I want a divorce.
Jail
man, that's
changes
gotta
things,
suck.
man.
Maybe it was just hotter in jail, like the whole thing.
Yeah. It was kind of like
And then now she's like, there's not bars in between us, so
so there's nothing, it's
the
not.
spark is gone.
Yeah, that's the kink.
Yeah.
That is the kink for sure.
Dang, that sucks.
I'm going to say something
Go ahead.
that I don't know if I said it last time we talked about pardons, but I think it bears repeating.
Yep.
I think pardons are dumb.
Yeah,
And I
well,
don't think we should have them.
I
You're
don't
telling me
know.
the president can just go, no, you're good. What?
Yeah.
You can just go, yeah, you're out of jail. Like, it wasn't that bad. You're good. You're out.
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't you feel like
Is that a breakdown of
feel like if you worked
justice?
your whole life to become, or you did the whole thing, become president of the United States, you do that horrific job for 4 to 8 years that nobody wants to do, and don't you feel like that's kind of the benefit is like, oh, I can pardon people.
What if you were on a case, like a high profile case? You're a district attorney or you're an attorney or something. You work for like a year to convict somebody. You're like putting your sweat and tears and blood into this conviction, and they're finally seeing justice, and this person goes to jail. And then some schleppy president comes along and goes, you're out. You're good. Wouldn't you be pissed? Oh my God. You're like, justice was served. And then somebody that basically knew nothing about the case has their opinion on it, but
It's crazy,
It's
too,
like if
because
one of us could just pardon them.
It's not even that
I'm
like
sure
Trump,
people have paid off presidents to pardon their friends.
It's not even like Trump knows the Chrisleys either. It's like it is like
he has a general understanding of the situation.
Somebody goes, we looked at the case, we think this is unfair, yada yada yada, and then he just goes and he
in Trump's
does it.
case, it's like this would be great for optics, like for our camp. You
Now
know,
what he should
a lot of
do-
our voters love the Chrisleys. It'd be great if you pardoned them.
It's crazy because he's kind of
Okay.
reignited their whole empire because I'm like,
Yes.
they I hadn't even thought twice about them since they went into jail. I never even thought about them.
I've listened to some of his daughter's podcasts because she'll have some interesting people on.
Savannah
but
knows
it's-
best.
No, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, sorry.
But it is like it's very
The
much
Chrisley details.
the same energy
Crystal
as Sadie Robertson's podcast
Yeah,
with Duck
yeah.
Dynasty,
Oh,
where you're
man.
like,
Hey, the head guy of that family
Phil died.
Wow.
Phil Robertson
Top
died.
Duck?
Alzheimer's.
Top Duck died.
Yes, he had Alzheimer's. Isn't that crazy?
Top Duck.
So what were they? They were duck hunters or
No, they
duck farmers?
They
They
made duck calls. They had a huge company that made the duck calls.
They made the.
Yeah, they like were one
Sorry,
of,
what was that
I
duck
don't
noise?
know. I can't make
We'll get it in the
noises.
post. We'll get it in the post.
We'll find it.
But they made duck calls, and that's what they got rich off of.
Okay.
And then they had
And
a
they
TV
have Duck
show.
Dynasty because
The
they were so
Dynasty
rich
being
from the duck calls.
What's a duck call run you these days?
Probably like $20.
$10.
Probably a really
They
nice
built
one.
them.
Probably
I remember
expensive.
Part of the show was like they had this little warehouse where they lived.
They
They
were-
were building them. Like,
Yeah,
and
they would
making
put them together.
Guys, you want a good duck call? That's gonna run you $40
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not so bad.
that's-
at the old
Duck Dynasty.
duckcommander.com.
Duck Commander.
Yeah,
that's
Duck
them.
Commander. That's them.
That's that.
But yeah,
well, yeah. it's
their
Dynasty.
patriarch died. The head of the family died, and it was really sad. And everything's resurfacing.
Chuck?
You know? No, his name was Phil.
Phil.
No, it was crazy. So Phil, he recently passed away, but like, 4 years ago, it all came out that he had a secret daughter that he had no clue about from when he was like first married.
Before he was a Christian.
An offshoot
Before
of the
he was a
Dynasty.
Christian and he was an alcoholic and all this stuff, and he's cheating on his wife, and then he got like saved and all these things. But he had a secret love child who did through DNA testing, through like the ancestry stuff, reached out to the brothers, because it's like 4 brothers, reached out and was like, I think I'm your sister. And they had said because they have a podcast, like they all have podcasts, but they have podcasts, and they were saying like, oh yeah, usually we would get that all the time after having the show of like, I'm your cousin, send me $10,000.
If you have a dynasty,
And then they said
People
they're
are gonna
like,
be
for
reaching out
whatever
to you.
reason, this one stood out, and they ended up calling her and getting their DNA tested, and it turns out it was true. It was their dad. Like, and so then for like the last few years, they were able to have her at like family Christmas, and her kids got to meet all the cousins and everything. They like fully integrated her into the family.
Talk about
Been there.
counterculture. Like they talked about this because all this stuff is resurfacing. So this story came back up of when, right, like I said, before he became a Christian and changed his life, like the family was like ousting, like kind of throwing him out because they found out he was cheating on May, his wife. And so like, and the kids were kind of like teenagers. The brothers were teenagers at this point. It was early on. And he had a couple brothers, and I guess one of his sons was like, he was like, they hadn't seen him in like weeks. And they're like, oh, he's out in the woods, like, because out there the culture is like, you know, go out and live off the land, like camping, really hardcore camping.
sure.
And one of his sons was like, I want to go see him, and his uncle's like, are you sure? Like I could take you down there and we can go see your dad. But yeah, he's been down there like weeks, and so I don't know what he looks like. And he's like, and the son's like, yeah, I want to go. And he said like they pulled up, and he's like there's
Covered in mud.
animal carcasses everywhere. He's like truly living
Oh
off
my
the land.
gosh.
And he like
So
looks
nasty.
terrifying. Like he looks like, but I guess Phil, like that's what he liked to do. He liked to go spend sometimes months.
Which
They call it Go
honestly,
Caveman. He's like,
even-
I'm going caveman for a couple
even
of
on
weeks.
the
Crazy.
show, and I'm sure on the show that
I
they
could
like
never.
done him up a little bit.
Yeah.
They were so
On the show,
scraggly.
he looked so creepy and scraggly and,
And
like
old.
And oh yeah, it was just like ugh.
It was like ZZ Top. Like they had the big beard.
That's yeah, they grew all the beards for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was their theme song was
Could
ZZ
you-
Top.
could
Oh,
you
was it? Okay, that
imagine-
makes sense.
Could you imagine for a second
Yeah.
living off the land in some like forested area for weeks? I'm sorry, I'm not built that way.
No, I think anyone's capable of it. You have a thing deep down
Ugh.
that makes you be able to, go
You have a thing.
caveman. Yeah, absolutely.
Instinct.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Manly
thank you.
instinct.
That's why there's 4 of us.
I think that deep down inside, I'm back to my roots. I'm a gatherer. I am not a hunter. I'm out there. I'm picking berries.
I think you
Same.
might lose your mind out there after a few days.
She ate the wrong berries.
Not if there's a crick.
A crick. I go down the crick.
That
I'll be
much
fine.
silence would suffocate you.
Silence. There's animals.
I would
and-
convince myself that I've learned how to talk to animals.
We'd check it up via drone camera.
I'd
once
be
in a while, and she'd be
talking to
talking to the
myself.
animals. Jeff, it's like a little squirrel over there.
I
Come over here,
I
little guy.
talk to I'm dog sitting right now. I talk to Maggie constantly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, Maggie, can you believe this? Maggie, where's the remote? Maggie, this. Maggie. Oh
Because
my gosh,
something
Maggie,
in
do you
you
see?
can't handle the silence of it all.
No,
No.
I'm bad at silence.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you go out into the woods, and it would just be the woods. And so, like, you'd be talking to yourself.
Man.
I never watched that Duck Dynasty show. I feel like now I need to go watch it.
Nah,
Oh.
it's not.
It was fine.
No.
You know what I was watching?
What?
Whole lot of cartoons.
Really?
Yeah. You know what's coming back this week? Phineas and Ferb.
Today.
Season 4.
Today.
Bringing it back.
It
I've been
premieres
watch-
tonight.
I've been watching a lot of videos. They did a big event for Phineas and Ferb. They brought Ashley Tisdale on stage.
They brought
She
all
was
the
singing
OGs.
songs. They were like singing the songs from the show. Did you ever watch Phineas and Ferb, John?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Squirrels in my pants? Classic.
She sang "Squirrels in My Pants" on stage
Oh,
in
my
front of an
gosh.
audience.
You got to be kidding
Yeah,
me.
yeah, big
So
into
Brought
it.
the house down, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were the other little fun jingles that they
They
wrote
sang
on
the
that
Perry
show?
the Platypus song.
Oh, yeah. The
Swinter.
guy.
Perry the
Swinter.
Bow
Oh,
chicka
yeah.
bow wow.
Yes.
Bow wow.
Busted.
That was one of those really good cartoons.
What was the ones
In a
that they
generation.
had a whole song about the tip of your shoelace?
Aglet.
Yeah, Aglet.
An aglet.
Yeah.
And
And
it
a
was
whole
like
song about
and it was
aglets.
like a one world, like feed the world. Everyone was like,
Like,
make
everyone
it
know what an
known.
aglet
Yes.
is,
uh-huh,
yeah.
I'm so glad they're bringing that show back.
back for another season. Well, you could really do it forever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
think
the
they
next
should.
summer. Yeah.
I think they should.
104 days of summer.
Which that's not true, right? There's not 104 days of summer vacation
It used
now.
to be. Used to be.
I think back in the day there was.
not
Did
anymore.
we get
Back in
104 days
back
of
in
summer?
09, 010.
It was for-
When did that show start?
I think it was for June to
If you start
Labor Day.
late May,
Oh.
Memorial
Kids.
Day to Labor Day, right? Is like
Yeah.
it's got to be 104 days, 3 months plus some
Yeah.
change.
Okay, where's
That's
the phone?
crazy.
Somebody.
I
asked-
remember Googling, is there 104 days of summer?
I'm sure a lot of us did. And
But it's not of summer. It's summer vacation.
Siri, how many days are between Memorial Day and Labor Day?
It's 89 days.
89 days. There's
Huh.
89
So they got a couple more days in
Summer
there.
vacation.
That doesn't ring.
No,
Wow.
104.
Um,
Well, happy summer, everybody.
Hey.
We are in full summer mode here at What the Podcast,
Yes,
which
we
means
are.
we've got a lot of fun content coming out this summer. All right. And listen, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit here. Can't even hear myself think. For $4 a month, you can support Albright Entertainment. You can support What the Podcast by becoming a Patreon supporter. Now, for $4 a month, what's that? Wait, I'm getting word from Annie right now.
They made a new rule in Patreon where if you sign up through the Apple app, it gives you added fees. If you want to avoid the fees, you can sign up for the Patreon on the browser, on a web browser, and you can avoid the fees. But if you sign up through the app, it adds fees to it.
So here's the deal, is if you're listening on Spotify, you're going to want to go over to YouTube, because down in the bio on our YouTube is going to be the link straight to the Patreon website.
but
Now,
don't download the app if it prompts you to.
well, here's the thing.
you sign up on the browser.
Sign up on the browser for $4 a month. You can support us here at What the Podcast. What that's going to do is that's going to keep these lights on, these cameras rolling, these mics projecting out our vocals. And what you're going to get access to is the post show. Now, that post show, that's going to be an extra episode of the podcast we do every week. We say a little more. We don't leave anything on the table. We say it all. And so down there in the bio, Patreon, check it out. Happy summer, everybody.
Yeah.
It's getting a little warmer out there, you know?
Yes, it
Getting
is.
my tan on. John?
I get to listen to all my Taylor Swift albums.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in the post show.
Yeah, what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And I think this is the summer that John finally learns how to surf.
Yes, it is.
We've been saying
This
it.
is it.
We've been saying it.
I got a
but this
surfboard
could
right
be-
over there in my garage. That
Oh!
one. Yeah.
That's perfect. You're going to bring that to the beach?
That's my surfboard.
Excuse me. That's mine.
That's my
um,
surfboard.
Happy birthday, Cara. Happy
Cara.
Pride. See you guys in the post show.
Yo.
Episode 237.
Hey, yo.
On the couch, as always, Cara
yo.
Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand.
Yo.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
We'll see you next week on What the Podcast.
Squirrels in my pants.
Tell me what's making you jump like that.
S-I-M-P
squirrels in my pants.
Dibby 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 bow. You were too busy watching Duck Dynasty. Didn't
No,
catch that one?
I've watched it. I just don't. It's not in the zeitgeist of my brain
S to
like
the
that.
I to the M to the P's. I'm in the